Oh, hello everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to story time with the critical catastrophe. I'm going to tell you a small story about when I was a wee little lad. No. Okay, so when I was younger, right, I worked at a tourist trap hotel. And for some reason, during a specific time of year that was called hill climb, a bunch of rednecks would come into town, drink for the weekend, and try and run their snowmobiles up the like black diamond or double diamond things for the what am I thinking of? Ski lodge, the ski hills, yeah. And every year this happens. It was a giant pain in the ass for anybody who was actually working a job, because these people were horrible. Like, the people who lived in the town literally just stayed home that weekend. They like fucking preppers, okay? They would stay home and not go anywhere. And those that could leave, left. They would go like a couple of towns over and stay at a hotel or whatever there. It was that bad from time to time. Okay, in my last year there, after having worked at this hotel for 3 or 4 years, I think it was, after being there for such a time, my last year there, I'm working at night, and I get a call from a very, very nice lady who had no idea that stuff was going on in town. She just ended up staying there for, because it was a tourist town, and it was close to a national park. Matter of fact, it's close to Teton National Park and an entrance for Yellowstone National Park. So, two very beautiful places to visit, yes? If you haven't, I highly suggest you do. Well, this lady calls me and says, sir, there's a weird smell coming from the hallway. I think it might be the sewer, I'm not sure. But I just thought you might want to know about it. And I said, ma'am, thank you very much. I'll go check on it. And normally, for that particular hallway, what there was a sewage kind of outlet thing just outside in a little, like, outbuilding or whatever you want to call it. And sometimes it would get kind of, it would smell, especially in the wintertime. We don't know why. It just would stink sometimes. Nothing we could do about it except for call the city in the morning and have them come flush it out, and everything was fine for a few months. I figured maybe that's what it was. Not a big deal. But I'm going to go look anyway. So I go down there. I go out another door, go into that little area. Smells fine. Not a big deal. I think, well, maybe the lady's kind of, she's kind of older, so maybe she's just, imagining things or something's not right to her or whatever, but okay, fine. And then I go to her hallway, and the absolute stink of shit, of the poo-poo, of the turd burglar, just wafted out of our elevator. Just like incense of turd, just permeating all the way down the hallway. It was horrible. So, and at this time, I was like, dude, I am not paid to clean human shit. I do not make the money to clean the poo-poo. We're not doing this. So I promptly walked my happy ass all the way back to the desk, and this is a very, very large hotel, grabbed the master keys for the elevator on that side of the building. Thankfully, there were other elevators people could use. Grabbed the master key for that one particular elevator anyway. Locked the doors closed and put a hazard thing, a hazard sign on the door, and went with put a sign out that says something like, elevator is currently closed due to guests leaving bodily hazard inside. Thank you to whoever you are for making life more inconvenient for everybody else. Okay? I was a little fucking annoyed. Then, right, I go back to the office, continue what I'm doing, and I get another call from a different person. Like, okay, sure. What's going on? Well, there's somebody peeing in the hallway. There's somebody pissing in your hallway. Like, great. Awesome. So I proceed to walk down to the same fucking hallway and watch a dude holding his tiny little pecker walking down my hallway taking a leak. And when I yell at him, the dumbass, instead of putting his pecker away and running, keeps peeing, runs to the end door, runs outside having dropped his keys to his room. So now I know what room you're staying in. So I let him run outside in the 12-degree winter weather and nothing but, I think he had sports pants on and a wife beater or tank top. Something along those lines. So he runs out that, and I'm like, I'm not going to fucking chase your ass outside. I've got your key. So I go back, see what room he's in. I go promptly lock his ass out of the room. That way he's not getting back in the room. I made sure that he was the only one in there, and he was the only one in there. At least at the time I was looking, because I opened the door and fucking checked. So I don't know what happened to him. I never saw him again. I do know, though, that the hotel did charge him for peeing on their floor. And they charged him, I think it was almost like $1,200 or some shit. Because they had to get the floor, shampooed from one end of a, giant hallway to the next. And that's fucking expensive when you have to call out to have somebody else do it. Especially when it's a hotel. Because for some reason, if a hotel wants something done, generally, they have to pay a lot more than you think they do. Let's see. What else can we add to this little story? Ooh, same hotel. Same hotel. And we'll call this part the, oh my God, is he giving you a blowjob? Okay. So the pool to this hotel, right, was an indoor-outdoor pool. And the only safety thing or locked door they had was a big giant garage door about halfway in the pool. Okay, so half the pool was quote unquote indoors and the other half of the pool was, outside. Well, to get to the outside pool, all somebody had to do was jump like a 4 or 5 foot fence. It wasn't like it was a big task to get in there. Now, getting out, on the other hand, is a lot bigger of a drop, because the side the pool is on is 4 or 5 feet, but the side the parking lot is on is about 10 feet. Okay, so it's like a parking lot wall, a fence on top of it, and the pool and shit is raised up from there. Okay, so one night. And what people would do is they jump over that, they swim under the garage door, and get in the hot tub and whatnot. And then normally, I just go get the keys and say, hey, you got to get up, go out, go the way you came. Not a big deal. I don't care. I'm not going to call the cops on you. Just, fuck off. Come back when I'm not here. Fuck, I didn't care. But this night, I see somebody in the hot tub sitting on the edge of the hot tub. It's a guy, right? I see this dude sitting on the edge of the hot tub. And I'm like, oh, great. I got to go fucking tell this guy to get out. I didn't grab the keys while I was doing my walk around shit. Because the keys were like, like a big giant fucking jailers. Like in the movies, when the jailer has old keys and shit. There's like 1,000 fucking keys on the goddamn thing for no reason. It was that. And I didn't want to carry that shit around. That was a fucking pain in the ass. So I was like, oh, fuck it, whatever. I go back. I grab the keys. I go up. I unlock the door. I open the door. I walk up to about, 15 feet behind him. And there's enough light in here. I can see. I don't need the lights on. I say, hey, dude, you got to go. Get out. Go the same way you came. And I hear a muffled and a head pops up from the obvious blowjob position, and my brain couldn't connect it for about 10 or 20 seconds because it was another guy that was in the blowjob position. Now, don't get me wrong here. I've never thought two dudes being together was exactly my thing, and it still isn't. But it was just weird. And I was like, okay, you two, you gotta go. No, you can't finish. Get the fuck out. Go away. Don't come back. I was just flabbergasted. Because honestly, it's the first time I had caught anybody in there doing anything sexual at all. I had caught girls in there before. I had caught girls and boys in there before. But I'd never caught anybody doing anything of a sexual nature. And this is all in the same night. So on the same night, somebody shit in the elevator. I had to chase somebody out of a hallway into the cold because they were pissing down the hallway. And I caught two dudes doing the nasty in the pool. There you go. There was story time for you. Yes, there was story time for you. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, if you like story time and you like anything else I do here, do me the giant favor, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Comment below. And I will see you boys and girls later on. Thanks for sticking around for me for a little bit.